Today on Summer, baby.
I have to admit this because it happened. It happened. I read 50 Shades. Ooh, 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 ooh. What it do, boo, boo? What it do, boo, boo? One day, we're not gonna have an as awkward summer. That's the hope now. That's the hope. Listen, let me just, y'all. So, hello. Welcome to another surprise channel within the channel. On the channel, for the channel. Hello. So, one thing about summer, amongst the plethora of other things you see me getting down with, I love to read. My mom, she used to, and my dad, okay, they used to read me books, but my mom kept on me. She was like, "You're gonna read, okay? Junie B. Jones, all right." We was solving every mystery. Okay, I read Goosebumps, but it did scare me. I can't even lie. So I gotta go back and reread Goosebumps. Okay, a scary stories to tell in the dark. Of course, obviously, as I got older, kids' books, I remember, y'all remember reading that one story about, we had to read it in the class, but basically this girl, she kept getting copycatted by everybody. Like, she would call out what she was gonna do, and then like the next day, everybody would have on the same thing as her. So eventually she's like, tomorrow, it was picture day, she's like, tomorrow, I'm gonna come to school bald-headed. Everybody chopped off their hair, bro, except for her. And moral of the story, don't be a fool. Not like that, Jesus. Don't. Do not cut your hair off because somebody else is cutting their hair off. But yes, honestly, Junie B. Jones kind of just was the book series for me. Then, as I got older, we fell into like the Twilight books. I was a fan. I'm not going to be one of the people, cars, truck. Do you mind? You don't get a penny for that, okay? This video blow up, you get nada. But so I read Twilight. There was who the heck is? It was like a House of Night series. Sparked and Marked and Untamed and Unhinged and Rebirth from the Dead and Dead from the Rebirth. I don't know. This guy came up out the freaking ground and he was a fallen angel. And that story did a lot to me. I feel like that story kind of morally made me feel like even though this is nice, this is not nice, because the implications that's coming with this makes me feel like I'm just getting involved with the demon. We're not supposed to be there. So I read that series. Then of course Harry Potter was my jam, bro. Read it, watched the movies, and was like, but the books I can vouch for. I did read the Vampire Diaries, but it was too many. It was too many to really get into. I kind of got lost in the plot, and I know they made a TV show out of it. We didn't have a TV show at the TV station at the time, so I never. And back then, you couldn't just go and stream stuff. Like if you didn't have a cable, you just didn't have a cable bucko. And so, I never really got into the Vampire Diaries. What the heck else did I read? I have to admit this because it happened. I read 50 Shades in high school, got in trouble, got the books taken, okay? Trying to be fat and put the books within the book. And my teacher was like, "Give me this, Roberta, give it here." She didn't want it. She was like, "If I catch anybody read this book," her name was Miss Atkins, okay? I know I don't drop names, but I really love that teacher. She was one of my favorite ladies, okay? She was an older Caucasian lady, and she made me go into this whole writing contest, bro. She helped me. She helped me a lot in life. But if it wasn't for her pushing me and beefing with me behind 50 Shades, I don't even know if I would have even picked up writing as much as I did. Y'all, I'm kind of drawing blanks. There is this series called I have to put the name up in here for sure. Splintered, I believe. It's basically like a dark version of Alice in Wonderland. Love that series. Love it, love it, love it. The main character kind of pissed me off sometimes, but I kind of feel like that's just a thing in most stories. But I love that. There is a cow and chicken series I hear that I absolutely love, bro. Yes, I read it to no, Click Clack Moo. That's what it is. Click Clack Moo. Used to love reading that to my children. Dinos Can Rock. That's a good children's book. I have to show y'all some more because I have them all boxed up in a box. But after I relocate and unbox everything and find them again, I have to show y'all. But yeah, so there is some children's book that I love because children's books can be so simple, yet they have very deep meanings behind them, or I guess like straight to the point. It don't beat around the bush. It's like 2 + 2 is 4. You gotta share with everybody. Sally busted up her crayon, but Roberta had another crayon and they share. It's just really so. Oh, speaking of that, the day the crayons went home, bro, that is some stuff. The day the crayons came home, I would read that to myself. Okay, I love giving the crayons voices. I'm gonna have to show you. I'm gonna have to, because y'all ain't believing me. I'm telling you, Esteban. That is the best color out there, bro. We love Esteban. Okay, I don't know, because then the yellow and orange beefing, that was pretty epic too. Anywho's point is because I love reading. I kind of stopped doing it. I don't know why. I guess like I just kind of got into college. Then I became an adult, quote unquote, a baby adult, and I had to work, and then life kind of just started lifing, and I was in this situation with somebody that did not mean me well, but she was taking up all my time, and that fake world was taking up all my time, and so I just didn't really have time other than, like I say, I would read to my children at school. Which is why I really fell in love with children's books, but that was kind of it. And so in this job, there's books in the house, in the display homes, and I don't know if it's just like, I'm pretty sure people love to read, but I also feel like it's for display aesthetics. I say that because I've opened some books and I'm like, there's paper in here, or there's nothing up in there, and I'm sitting dumb because I thought that I was about to get me an interesting book read. And so I told the Lord that I wanted to start back, reading. I love reading. It's something that I just wanted to get back immersed in books again. I've missed that. I haven't been to a library in so long, bro. And there's so many beautiful libraries all over the world that I just want to see. Like, it's going to be a thing if I get to it. But just know, library summer, that's going to be a thing. We probably can't talk in the mugs. But y'all, when I get a chance to go and visit them, yes, especially library dates, we can go on a picnic and then go in there, bro. Oh, anywho's. So, welcome to the reading channel, okay? It's not the reading rainbow, okay? Read between the lines. We ain't reading with the lions. But we is going to talk about some books, okay? And before I get started, as always, these are just my own thoughts and opinions. This is just me saying what I feel about this book, okay? And trying to see if people relate to me. Maybe they don't, bro, okay? Maybe not. Maybe I can convince you to go read this book, form you a difference of opinion. Who knows? So, the first book, bro, is called Time Salvager. And I say all that, too, to say because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm saying these books are bad. It's just my preference is different. That's all. We just have differences of preferences, okay? So this one is called Time Salvager by Wesley Chu. Okay? Okay. So this one was the first one that I read. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was something that was very, very different. But the person, they grew up in Taiwan, okay? And that caught me up because they were just talking about like how basically they did not want to leave Taiwan to come to America. And I'm like, I ain't want to leave. I don't know. The Lord knew what was better for us, even though we didn't want to leave the homeland. But it really resonated with me that a person, or I guess it was just, to me, it was kind of baddie. Like, I don't want to say baddie because he's a man. It was, I hope, Wesley, sir, he's a He's a boss. There we go. We can't call him a bad. It's a boss like for you, sir, to come over here and want to write in English and make a story. Like, I mean, you picked up the pieces of your life and you didn't let the way you grew up make you bitter. Like you didn't resent the fact that you had to leave home. Maybe you did at first, but what I'm saying is you made something of yourself. You made life better. Sorry, I had to make sure nobody was coming for yourself. And so, please don't shoot me down. This book kind of reminded me of like Star Trek and like worlds like that. There's the series I just watched and I played the game Halo. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but especially the TV series, this reminded me of it a lot. And just kind of things like that. Like it's very sci-fi. There we go. You're dealing with humanoids and like spaceships and like Guardians of the Galaxy and all that jazz. But I will say, this story, I liked it. Okay, so it stressed me out a little bit. I think so. The premise of this is this guy. His name, it's a lot of them, but let me give y'all the main characters up in here. James Griffin Mars. We love James. We love James. We do. The next person is Auditor Levin. I'm going to say Javier Oberon. These are the way it sounds in my head, bro. That's how it sounds in my head. Levin, I call him Levin. I have a soft spot for him too. I honestly feel like his character kind of like got done the worst. We're going to get up in this. Grace, love Grace. She's sass. We love it. We love Grace. There's another one. Yeah. Elise is the other one. We like Elise. Okay? And James, he has a friend. All right, I can't find his name as I'm recording it, and I don't want to. Handler Schmidt, okay? Well, we SMITT. We're gonna have to find his full name, so I can give it to you guys because I'm tired of looking, bro. I'm tired of looking. Okay, so this book basically starts off by like this pet. He is supposed to be with the mother of time, and her ship is like going down, and she is about to die. Her and everybody on her cruise ship, that they're about to be unalived. They're about to be unalived. And so, as this is happening, she notices that one of her kill switches, which are pets, they're like humanoids or whatever, robot. You got to get into a kill switch. Is like it's not a human, okay? It's literally what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And so she's noticing that her favorite, she's thinking in her mind, we'll have one last rendezvous before I die. Because if you're gonna go out doing something you love, I suppose. But anywho's, please do not take that advice. Lord knows I don't want you to take that advice. You should do something you love going out, but in context, people. So she questions him once they like finally get behind closed doors. She's like, 2 + 2 is 9. Who are you and what are you doing here? And so then he ends up like revealing himself to her. Come to find out, he is a time traveler. So this book is really about like these guys, crone men is what we call them, who can like time jump. And it's really like a regulated system. So the purpose for them time jumping is to help save humanity, because humanity is kind of messed up, dashed into pieces, as the Lord would say. All right, it's looking rough out here. And so these crone men, they are raised and trained and modified to basically, time jump. And it's very strenuous. Of course, they got to take pills to regulate their mind and stuff. If you have a weak mentality, like, you can't really work there. And so then from there, like, there's different levels. So there's chrome men, which is what James is, and then there's people who like didn't really, they are good, but they kind of missed a couple of marks and quicks. Those are handlers, which is Smith, James' friends. Then, you keep going up the chain, and when you get up there, there's auditors, which is 𝕯𝖆, and we love him. And then it's like the high science, SCIO, it's science, okay, and all those jazz. And so, then too, of course, there's other like, chrome men and warriors. That's why I say it kind of put me in the mind of Halo, because if you watch that series, it is kind of like, except for I guess like the order of things and the fact that they can jump into different worlds but not necessarily times. And so that's why I like this, because time traveling is a thing. And so what they do is they go back in time and they take things that were salvageable in those times. I'm trying to tie it time salvageable. Anyways, they can jump back into different time periods and pull like important machinery and documents and stuff from that time to help like the future and advance stuff. They can go back and see like how when the world was once pretty and beautiful, and take resources, and sometimes they have to jump and go get people who break the law. And so you're not really supposed to jump back time and stay there, because you can mess up things, like you could cause a ripple effect. And basically jumping back for you may be beneficial, but you can literally destroy somebody else's whole family if you jump back. That's what they were telling them people. And so whenever you do jump back, if you're a chrome man and you go rogue or whatever and you jump back, then they send the auditors and like special forces after you, and like you get punished. You either get exiled or you get, yeah, that's what's going on in this world. And so James done met Grace, and he's time jumping, right? But James's problem is he falls for a woman, bro. I just had to put that in there before I get to it. So he jumps back for Grace. He gets the things done. He goes home, and basically he's kind of this grumpy man who is not. He kind of has a disconnect at first emotionally from the side of things. He just wants to do his job and go home. That's just kind of how let me do my job, let me go home. He kind of drinks it away with the bottle. I'm pretty sure in any line of field where you have the people is just not easy, and so yeah, he drinks a lot. He sometimes indulges in the women, and yeah, that's his life. So he does this other jump. He has to do this other jump, and it's very dangerous. And honestly, it's kind of like a setup jump, because when he gets there, things are just going wrong. Things are just going like left field, bro. And so he ends up trying to like jump back and come home. But for whatever reason in his mind, he stumbles across a girl named... So he had to go undercover, really. And he stumbles across this girl named Elise. And, they kind of hit it off. You know what I'm saying? Sparks are flying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? She is this scientist who's brilliant, bro. I mean, I'm talking about she would love our day and age. The robots... I mean, I'm probably not love it, because we are like in the precursors of where they were at in their time period. But yeah, that's kind of funny, because we are in the precursors of their time period. Yet when James jumped, he jumped back into her time, because his time was still so much further along than hers, which means his time is so much further along than us. It's just wild, because like I know it's make believe, but at the same time it's like, ooh, because that was happening at like 2075. We are in 2025, bro. Like, Lord, if that's gonna be what we got to look forward to, take me out immediately, daddy. Oh, Jesus. Anywho's, it won't come to that. But yes, so the typical romance happens, and he falls for her, and he gets in trouble, bro, because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to take a whole human body and bring it back. And so now he's on the run with her, and they end up having to have to basically hide out low. I'm jumping around now because I want to tell you different things, but I don't want to just tell you so much of the book you don't go and pick the book up for yourself. Like I want to do a review, but I want to leave some things up in there. I'm talking about, like, let me just put this random jewel up in here. The bad guy, you're not gonna freaking see him coming, bro. You don't see him coming at all. Okay, my gasket was flattered. I was like, this was a whole monkey wrench. And then too, it's just me. It's just me. I'm emotional. I get sensitive behind it, or I'm sensitive, and as my friends would say, I'm an empath. And so, I be relating to stuff, but I be getting drawn in. And so it's hard for me to even really watch drama series because, bro, I know it's just a plot, but my heart gets so convinced this is actual events that it just tear me into pieces. And so this one, it made me mad because there were just some events that happened up in here that I just felt like, I know you have to do it for a book. It made for a good book, but emotionally I was like, this is wrong on so many levels. Like, there's no justice, there's no peace. Like I said, Levin, him, Smith, that's all I can do for him, to not say it. But yo, especially Levin, because I ain't gonna lie, James is my favorite, but I was like, Levin, like, he was just like, he was really about his business, like when he stood on that mug, it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can create a whole dynasty with you, bro. A willing dynasty. But yeah, I think too about him, it's like, he had some moments where I was like, you are a pain, but I can understand logically why he was the way he was. And him and James beefed a lot, okay? And I found myself being on James' side more because, once again, I understood James' reasoning, and I feel like in that situation, I would also be a person who would be willing to help somebody, even if it cost me like my life and my freedom. I would help somebody. I just can't ever see me. First of all, the Lord would have to tell me, but I feel like in a situation like that, I would risk it all for somebody. And so I can understand why James did that. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, if you committed the crime, you might as well ride the wave. There's no point in you being like, I didn't do it. We all know you did it, James. We saw you do it. Oh yeah, so that's the thing. Like, there's these calm bands and stuff that they use to like live, because the earth is so bad. In this time period, if you go to different places, like, you have to have exo bands and calm bands, like, to communicate telepathically, to charge up your energy, to protect you from the pences and stuff, to filter out smells, to give you certain smells, basically to like regulate your body, and I guess put you at a level that you want to be at, and so because of the bands and everything like that, that's how people could tell when you jump. If your bands have been used, you can't keep the same band on for so long. Like, you have to keep getting them. And then apparently, like, the chrome men and stuff, like, you have to get those things at those actual bases and stations. And so they live on different planets and universe. So like, Elise was on Earth, and James was like at another planet. I forget, bro, but he was on another planet. That's the point. All right. And so yeah, they're all jumping from different planets, different time zones, and Schmidt, it's just, man. So there are some bad people up in here. We're gonna talk about them. I think her name is like Cow, Valtha. Valtha. I hate that agency, bro. Kuo. Don't like Kuo. That's her name. Yeah, I don't like Kuo. She is horrible. And she just, bro, when she went up against Living, I was like, you will not. That's all I would say. So no, it did. It got crucial. Like, I didn't think I was gonna honestly want to read this, because I'm not used to really, I will tell you, I don't ever really read books like this. Like Star Trek, I remember one time, and I'm so sorry to anybody who loves Star Trek, but this is the God honest truth. One time, me and my brother put it on when I was in high school. I had just came back from this field trip, bro. Like this Right Choice water park event. Another thing for another day. We tried to put it on. We fell asleep within the first 15 minutes. Now, granted, I have been in the sun and water all day. So that is part of my excuse. I had strung out my energy somewhere else, bro. But I don't really, like I said, I don't really read the books, but I will play the games. I love sci-fi games. If they ain't, I gotta get better at that and horror. But point is, I do love sci-fi games. Like I said, I love Harry Potter. I know it's magic and it's not really sci-fi, but like I said, I love Halo, and that universe. And so I don't know. It's just I don't read those. And so, anywho's, this was the first book that was kind of like different from the things that I normally read, and I liked it. I honestly did like it. It took me 2 days to finish it. It's 380 pages. I read it all from start to back. It took me 2 days. Hour wise, I can't really tell you. I think each time I read maybe 5 hours. Yeah, because I think I read till like 3 or so both times. But I mean, it's no competition. I just, I like to read. But yeah, it took me 2 days to get through it. And I did like it. Like I say, it's different. It's one thing, like, it's kind of like, how they tell you with series and movies and stuff, like, it kind of has a slow start. But if you stick with it, like, it will pick up. That's how I feel about this. And there were so many, like, the more you got into the plot, like, the more it was like, ooh. And I'm telling you, people was making some of the most dumbest. So let me tell you. I ain't going to tell you all of it, but I will tell you about Elise. This sweet human, this man done told her, stop going by yourself, bro. It is not beneficial. He has told her repeatedly why they can't do this, why they can't do that, why she shouldn't go here, why she shouldn't be there. She hears nothing, nada. It's like freaking birds in the wind, just flying over her head, bro. She is that one person that I just want to, girl, if you don't, girl, but I can understand. She could not understand things from James's point because she was not living in that time and age. Like, for her, things were very peaceful. She could do whatever the heck she wanted. But for James's world and the time that we were reading it in the book, it's like, baby, we are no longer in these times. That's what he's telling you. You cannot go back, Roberto. 2 + 2 is 4. You gotta sit here. Stick it out. There's no more hope for you unless it's with James and Grace. All right, and her and Grace, I was like, oh, But yeah, Grace was also another one of my favorite characters too, because I feel like she was one of those lady characters where she was a boss. She had power, but she wasn't overly snobbish about it. Like, he didn't paint her in this arrogant light, and she was more lovable, like, she was respected. I feel like she was, I don't know if I should say like a woman character, but I feel like he just showed that a woman can have power and not like be nasty about it. And I appreciate that. Like, I feel like that was really just beautiful, especially because it said that she was colored. I ain't gonna say that she was black, but it just said that she had a little color on her, so I'm here for it. So yes, I love it. But you guys, I think you should read it. There is more, I believe. I feel like the way it ended off, there is hands down more in this universe. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know if I'm gonna make my way back around this mountain. More or less, like, as emotionally drained as this got me, I just don't know if I want to do it again. I don't know. I feel like it's one of the way it ended. I should have known, but the way it ended as if the whole next book gonna be a whole nother story, and then the whole book after that gonna be a whole nother story. And Wesley, I love you, but I'm a little bit sick of James. I'm sick of him and his mess. So I don't know, y'all. If I do another updated one, I mean, because the Lord knows I ain't got nothing but time. And I won't ever say that I won't do it or try it or read it. There's no excuses. we may make our way back around this mountain, y'all. But like I said, it was really a good book. At the time, I was like, I don't know if I loved it for what it was, but I don't know if I want to keep getting invested in it. That's the thing. I just don't really know if I want to keep going down this rabbit hole. And that's a me thing. But this is a great book. I really think you guys should check it out. And like, for this to be the first book that I've come back reading in such a long time, like, I appreciate the fact that it felt like I was in that world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to kick some bad guys. I told you, Levon, that was my book husband. All right, James, you number 2. Because, I mean, you know. But Levin, Javier, my man. So, yes, guys, if you've read this one, please let me know. If you've read any other books by him, please let me know. I mean, if you have any other book recommendations, let me know. I love reading. I read big books and I read small books. Like, I just love reading. So yes, thank you guys for joining me. I really hope that you did enjoy it. I know it was goofy and giggly in its own way, but yeah, guys, time salvager. The Lord does love and bless you. May he keep you. I believe in you. I love you. And I hope whenever you view this, you have the most incredible days or the most amazing of nights. Goodbye, guys.